Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! The Adventures of William Thomas Riker. William T. Riker. We'll get into why that's important in just a second. And as they've been doing here in recent months, and this is one of my favorite new additions to the game. Now, I know not everybody likes it, which is why we're making this video. Even if you do like it, maybe you don't want to spend the time. But there is a 4-day event. 4 days that you can complete to then get your first set of William Riker shards. So here is the AMS, which all you gotta do is complete your regular run, which I love that there's an AMS run here giving you a couple of Riker shards because, hey, we finally got an officer that doesn't take 180 to unlock as an epic. But yeah, pays out dilithium and gas, and of course you've got ore payouts in the faction hunt event, and then you've got crystal payouts in the officer event today. So kind of getting everything in one day. It's really, really nice. But let's go over the answers here because I know that's why you're here. You're like, look, I don't have time, or I don't want to, or maybe I just don't know. And I feel like they did a really good job of going through some of William T. Riker's lore in the actual game here to match up with the TV series, which is really, really cool because there have been times I've done this, I was like, we should have gone in a different direction with some of these questions, and I feel like a good job here. So here is my completed 10 points, all 10 missions for William Riker. Got me my nice par steel additions because I can never have too much par steel. A real quick shout out, by the way, the whales, you know what they would need there? Start throwing some comments. Yeah, give them like 10,000 common for each completion level. I think that'll make Ripper happy. But let's start with question number 1. What is the name of Riker's duplicated self? For those that don't remember, there was essentially a transporter accident, which is a very common theme. Lots of plot holes about transporters and the stories about them as well in Star Trek. But anyway, besides the story of Tuvix, Thomas is the answer. So what happens is Riker gets split when he is transporting back from the station, and one makes it to the ship and one does not. And then one that ends up staying gets found years later by the Enterprise and ends up going by the name. So Thomas is the name. He takes his middle name. Says he likes it now, which I think is pretty cool. I don't like my middle name, and you'll never know it, so don't ask. Next up, question number 2. We've got, what ship will real Riker eventually accept as captain? Now, this is referenced in Nemesis. For those that don't remember that movie, yeah, there were movies that were, we'll leave that alone. But the USS Titan is the ship that he ends up commanding, and you have to go mine 1 dilithium. Doesn't really matter what system, but go mine 1 dilithium. After the last time mining 1 par steel, feel like we forgot to say that. But USS Titan, and there you go. All you gotta do is go mine a little bit of dilithium, and then you actually can see the USS Titan, Star Trek Lower Decks. Really cool. Jonathan Frakes reprising his role as Riker, which can't wait to also get that in this game. Can we get some love to Lower Decks in the game, please? Thank you. All right, question number 3. On which ship did Will develop a technique to use a planet's magnetic pole to confuse an enemy vessel's sensors? Now, this one was probably a little tricky for some of y'all, but it was the USS Potemkin. Now, William Riker served on a lot of ships, and we'll talk about some of those, you know, like the Hood, the Potemkin. You've also got, of course, the USS Enterprise, but the Potemkin is the one that he used the planet's magnetic pole to confuse enemy sensors, and that requires you to go mine 1 G2 crystal. Shout out to Lycia. Next up, for number 4, we have got this bad boy right here. Which ship did William Riker serve on immediately before the USS Enterprise? The USS Hood. So answer B, which requires you to go to the MGRA system. Now remember, MGRA is a little bit lower in terms of it's low space. Most of these missions are actually in the lower portion of space, and it's been the same way for my level 19 account, level 14 account. I checked those. So MGRA is in this little patch right there's free maybe right. So after not being able to find it because we said we could, here it is, MGRA. All you gotta do is go down to low space here with Wanul, and below Orion, here's the MGRA system. Go here and you can find exactly what you're looking for this mission. And because they're all focused in lower level space, all these answers should be the exact same for all of you who are currently watching, whether you're level 49 or level 19, like my main account. So let's go to question number 5 for the Adventures of William T. Riker. Why did Riker grow a beard? Now, many of you are going to want to say because Deanna asked him to, but it's not actually true. If you remember in Insurrection, when Deanna Troi kisses him, she says, "Yuck! And he's like, well, why would you say yuck when I kiss you? And she said, I've never kissed you with a beard. He actually does it because he got tired of looking young. That's the reasoning the show gives. Now, if you remember, as the character, there was a writing strike, and he simply just got tired of shaving during the time between episodes and everything. So he ended up coming onto the set with the beard. And of course, Gene Roddenberry ended up loving it. So the beard became a staple of William T. Riker. So let's go over to question number 6. Oh, by the way, that means that you got to go destroy a hostile in Nelv, which is also in that low system near Orion. So here we go to question number 6. What crewmate did Will refer to as Imzadi? That would be Deanna Troi. That was his love interest for most of the Next Generation, and of course into the Next Generation movies. So Deanna Troi, answer D, is going to be there. Spend at least 1 minute in speed ups. Now these are speed ups for your building. So I just had one ready, and I banged away one speed up. Yes, if you are out there and you do not have a building to upgrade, you could be in a hole that I can't help you dig out of. But that's the answer. So spin the speed up. Okay, next up is question number 7. Where was Will Riker born? Answer, Alaska, which I feel like is really cool because you just look at his entire just body structure. He's just so amazing. Yummy. But he was definitely an Alaskan bred man, just big, rugged, and that's the persona that he was supposed to be giving off on the show. I think he did a really good job with that, and the beard only helped to give him that, grisly nautical look. So that's pretty cool, which means that you're going to need to go to Wanul. Now, if you remember where we were in Ingra, this is really right next to it. Imgra and Wanul and Nelv are all these really close. So here's Wanul right there, which is connected. And then you got Orion, which is going to be important. So Nelv is the first crystal mining system that you kind of go to early on in early game for those that don't remember. So let's go on to question number 8. We got 3 more of these bad boys left for the adventures of William T. Riker. What sport does Will duel his father? And that'd be Anbo Jiu-Jitsu. Anbo Jiu-Jitsu. So, I probably mispronounced it. It's okay. It's actually a pretty common theme in the Next Generation. You've got him with his martial arts, his trombone, and then of course you've got the contender, Worf, teaching his Klingon stuff. There's always crazy mixes going on. That requires you to go destroy 1 hostile in the Nausicaa system. Now, finally, question number 9, which isn't finally because we have 10 questions. Good job, Rev. Which piece of music did Riker find particularly challenging on the trombone? And that was Nightbird, which is a great name for a musical piece. Absolutely fantastic name. But that's the one that he struggled with the most when trying to practice his trombone. And he'd be in the middle of the episode and go, and it would be awful, just like me trying to impersonate a trombone. So now you have to go destroy 1 hostile in Lycia. Shout out to Pappy, the hero of Lycia. And finally, question 10. And we've got the button click. There we go. What secret project did Will Riker work on while serving on the USS Pegasus? And the answer is a cloaking device. They were creating a phase cloaking system that allowed them to pass through objects while also being undetectable. And this is, of course, breaching the Federation-Romulan Treaty, and a Romulan warbird was right there. Thankfully, the Enterprise, being the masters of diplomacy led by Jean-Luc Picard, were able to avoid an interstellar conflict by being upfront about it, because that's how easy it is. Hey, we broke a treaty. Pretty serious breach. But it's okay now, because we told you. No. But those are your 10 answers, and then you have to go destroy 1 hostile in the Orion system to wrap this up. And Orion's right here. So all your main systems are kind of in this small little juncture of G2 space and independent space, allow you to complete them pretty easily. And it's nice because day 1, we're already unlocking some actual shards. Like, I feel like this is such a great thing. Like, I've got shards for William T. Riker. Here's why it's great. Because we literally just had an entire month of getting 180, but now the number's so small. I've got 7 out of 100. If I get 7 on day 1, then that means it only takes me the month to get the rest. I'm excited. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and got the answers that you needed. As always, live long and prosper. Stay safe out there, Space Cowboys. If you have any questions about the arc, if you want to provide feedback to the devs, we do have the room up in Discord for you to provide feedback on the arc. It is the TNG Arc 3 feedback room. Of course, the devs have access to this, so they will be able to see it. Please upvote things that have been said that you agree with, downvote those that you don't, and please don't try to type up multiple things of the same thing, and it's not a complaint room. Like, so don't just go in there and be like, hey, this sucks. Provide legitimate feedback so we can get legitimate results. Like, we got a 15-minute rare Armada spawn timer now because the community spoke, and y'all are amazing. See you on the next one. Bye-bye. Deuces. That's me. Oh, yeah?
I would like to request to Scopely to add more Klingons to the game. That is what I was told to do, and so I am doing it. Which, you know, is not maybe the best thing as a leader to just do what you're told, but it seems like a good request to make to add more Klingons. Everything is better with Klingons, am I right? I am right. Because I'm a Klingon. Klingon mach tach judge. We are Klingons. Let it remain. All right. Rel's on a roll today. She's very excited.
An even better outro than the intro. Yeah.
Woo!